let's get. Slide the drink, you can't even get up in it. 5% the windows tinted. We the ones that steady spinning. Ayy, they say tuck, yeah, he a actor and not a spender. Yeah, okay, get out my top and all I hang around is.
What's up, everybody? It's Cameron here with Wheels and Reels for my next podcast. I'm at Hermitage Tattoo with Kevin Harris. How are you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And I'm glad to have you here for an interview.
All right. Thank you for having me.
So where were you born?
I was born here in Nashville. Grew up in Madison. Stayed there most of my life and just kind of moved around the Nashville area and back in Hermitage, living in Hermitage, not far from here from the shop.
Okay. How was your childhood?
Childhood was great. I was an only child. I was adopted. I was born in 1970, so that time and age was a lot better than what this time and age is today.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a great childhood. Got good friends and good family.
That's good to hear. Do you have a favorite sports team?
My favorite sports team is the Raiders.
The Raiders,
yes,
even
sir.
being from Nashville?
Yes, been here all my life and been a Raiders fan just about all my life.
Well, granted, Nashville didn't have a team for a while.
Yep.
So I get why you would go to another, like you would like another team. My dad actually, he was an Oilers fan before the Titans came here. So he said that was kind of cool to see. Are you a diehard sports fan or just?
I have it tattooed on my throat.
Oh man, that's awesome. Man, that's dedication right
yes,
there.
Yes, sir, it is.
Now I know people do like the thumb tattoos of like Super Bowl before they win it, and then it never works out.
Yeah.
There's a Titans fan that I know, and he has like 30 team tattoos. Yeah, pretty
different
crazy.
Teams or the same
No,
team?
they're like all Titans related.
Gotcha.
Are you married or have any kids?
Yes, I've been married for 21 years with my wife for 27, and we adopted both of our boys, and they were 9 and 10 when we adopted them, and they are now 24 and 26.
That's awesome to hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
My youngest son is autistic, so he stays with us, and I've got 2 grandbabies.
Okay. Yep. So now what is it like? Not what is it like, but dealing with someone with autism or like.
At first it was hard because we really didn't understand the level my son was at in his autism, and it took us about a year and a half. And then once we figured out where he was on the spectrum, it's been great ever since. Of course, awesome. He's 24 years old and he's a boy, so he thinks he is everybody's best friend, and everything is on him.
Okay. Now I'm involved with like a special needs camp that I go to, and they've had some really good kids there that were on the spectrum, and they did really well.
What camp?
It's at Camp Discovery, but it's Alliance. It's ARE. Mom, do you remember what it stands for? I've been involved with this camp since it started.
Really? When he was 6. Oh, heck yeah!
That's crazy. Did he really enjoy it?
Oh, he loved it. He wants to go back next year. He told us when we picked him up to go ahead and book him for next year, and it was like, it's not open just yet for us to do that, but we got you, son.
Yeah, no, they do a really good job at making sure it, everything. They do everything for the campers.
Yep. They kept him busy. That was a good thing.
It's different because I've been involved with these people for like my whole life, every year almost.
Yeah.
Because they used to be the counselors at the Muscular Dystrophy Association camp, and then new like staff came in, and so they kind of started their own thing to keep everybody. Because like once you turned 18, and with the MDA clinic, you couldn't go.
Yeah, you kind of age out.
Yeah, but like anyone can go to this. Like there's a few young men there that are they're about my age in the same situation we go. And that's awesome to hear though.
Yep. He goes to Sportsplex downtown. And he was just in Special Olympics flag football this past weekend at Franklin Road Academy.
Oh, that's dope to hear.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So what kind of got you into doing tattoos?
Surprisingly enough, my wife's the one that got me into it. I was working at a car dealership 20 some odd years ago and had a lot of tattoos, and she asked me if I thought I could do something like that because I was getting unhappy with my work, and I was like, well, I don't know, I can try it out. And it's been over 20 years, and I love what I do. I wish I'd have done it earlier in life.
That's awesome. Tattoos are a really cool thing. I feel like I kind of wanted one when I turned 18, but I never got one, and probably wouldn't now because I don't think I could handle it. So
you'd be surprised.
Well,
you look pretty tough.
I love it. I love
pain. Now I know you've done tattoos for my mom, and I'll show them later to the camera. But what do you think about some of the tattoos? The one she did of my heart rate.
Yes.
Do you know the story behind that?
Yep, she told me the story behind that one, and she even she teared up a little bit, and I do believe I probably teared up a little bit.
I think I probably teared up with most of the ones that he's done for me, and not from pain. Not from pain.
So.
It's for what they mean.
Yeah.
What they mean.
This one was probably the one. Yeah.
What do you enjoy most about it?
Meeting new people. Putting art on somebody that they're going to carry with them the rest of their life, than to say take a picture or have a picture on the wall, because that could always be lost, destroyed, or something like that. When you get a tattoo, there's always great stories behind them. Some are funny, some are sad, some are a little bit over the edge, but it is what it is. And in this business, you need to be a people person, because if you can't talk to people, then you shouldn't be doing this job, because when I go out and when I leave here, I'm never really off work. I'm always talking to people about tattoos wherever I go. Yes, networking.
I think that was one thing that probably delayed me on getting a tattoo, is the fact that it's there forever, so you kind of want them to mean something more than just. Now, how many tattoos would you say you have?
That I have?
Yeah.
I probably got 200 tattoos.
My God.
Yeah, I've got them on my feet, my legs, my stomach, my chest, my arms, my face, side of my face, inside my lip, on my back. Yeah, they're addictive. I got my first one in 18 and said I'd never get another one because that hurt so damn bad. And 20 plus years later, and I'm 53 years old, still getting tattoos.
Do they still hurt?
Yes. Oh, yes, they still hurt. And it's funny, the older you get, the worse they get. And that's because of your skin. The older you get, your skin gets tougher or weaker. It depends on how you take care of yourself through life.
Yeah. Were you really hesitant to get a face tattoo?
Yeah. Yes, I was, because I knew once I got it, probably more than likely if I go try to get a job somewhere else, they're not going to like it unless I'm doing something that's not making good money.
Yes, and that's the thing about being a tattoo artist is you can have tattoos wherever you want. It's not going to affect your job because they're coming in to get a tattoo.
Exactly.
What's the longest tattoo that you've done on somebody?
That I've done on somebody in one day session? The whole day. The whole day. Yep. And actually, it was like a 2 to 3 week thing, but at actually tattooing that person was all day long. I started at noon and we got done around 8 o'clock.
Do you remember what the tattoo was?
It was a big back piece. It was a Japanese back piece. Yep.
Man, that's a lot.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We had to take breaks. Yes, we had to take breaks.
That's a long That's a long tattoo.
Yes, it is. And what's funny is that women take tattoos better than men do. For one, women's bodies go through a lot different things than ours do. So it was a guy that I was tattooing. So yeah, we had to take breaks. He wasn't having a good time.
I bet. I've heard, like, there was some player they talked about last week in the game that he had, like, anesthesia to get a tattoo.
Yes, that's the new thing now. Out, I think on the West Coast, that you can go in and get knocked out, and then like 3 or 4 people can tattoo you, and you can get covered up in a matter of hours, and wake up and just be sore from the tattooing after it's done.
That's wild.
It's the most, for me,
it's a therapy. That's a lot of people call it a therapy.
Yeah,
I got a girl that comes in at least once a month that she says it's time for tattoo therapy. So she comes in and gets worked on for anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, and she's good.
Money, that's all I would ever do. Is I would have them everywhere. So
yeah, none of my friends really have any tattoos. Well, I have one friend. It's the last interview I did. He's a rapper. He has a couple naked face tattoos. But you know who Joey Roll is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's one of my dream interviews, and you know, he's really known for his tattoos.
Yep.
Because I mean, he has them all over his face.
Yes, he does.
And people are like, "Who is this guy? He looks so interesting," and you know, it really makes sense. You know, he is an interesting character with the face tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of that's what people that wouldn't know his name, they'd be like, "Oh, it's a country singer with the face tattoo."
Yeah.
They're gonna know who you're talking about.
He totally went a different direction, but it was a smart direction because that's where the money's at. That's where the money's at.
Yeah, and he's a really cool dude because I've actually met him. He's really cool and down to earth.
Heck yeah.
Smoke some weed with him.
Actually, I think I saw a picture of that. I think you had a picture of that.
I'll definitely have to find the picture before I leave and show you.
Yeah, he's definitely.
What's one of the craziest tattoos you've done?
I know this one.
Do we have to be clean on this?
Not at all.
I mean,
okay.
No, you don't have
I had a guy. I had a lady come in 2 years ago, 2 Christmases ago, and ask me to do a tattoo for her husband for Christmas, and I said I would. I said, "Can you describe it to me?" And I don't know if you know what a centaur is, half man, half horse. And he wanted a girl sucking his dick.
I knew this story. You told me this story before.
And I kind of paused, and I was kind of amazed that she said that, and she held her head down, and she says,
God.
"Yes, that's what he wants." I was like, "Well, I'm going to need him to come in so I can talk to him, so I know horse or human." And actually, I still have the picture of the tattoo because I asked him if I could keep it.
After you did it?
Well, I had the drawing. I have the drawing of it. No, and he got it on his arm. And come to find out that his boss told him because of this tattoo that he has to start wearing short sleeve shirts to work because it was kind of inappropriate. But this gentleman had thought about this tattoo for at least 3 years and dreamt about it and still wanted to get it. And I did it. And I'm going to tell you, in the 20 plus years I've been tattooing, that is the weirdest tattoo that I've done.
That is wild to hear.
Yeah. Yes.
So it was a half horse, half man, and the man was getting his
dick sucked. Yep. Yep.
By the horse or by?
No, by the female.
Oh God! If it was the horse,
yeah.
I'd have to decline.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you, looking that up on the internet to find pictures for references is not good to do. Just take it off Wi-Fi because you could get investigated by the FBI with some pictures that came up. And I was like, click off. So I figured it out myself. But that was a fun day. I'm gonna tell you that.
That's hilarious.
There you go.
What's the favorite tattoo you have?
That I have?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a couple. For one, of course, my Raiders on my throat. My kids' names on the side of my neck because the day that we adopted them, 2 days later, I had it done. I've got one for my mom that passed with her ashes in it right here. I mean, excuse me. I could tell you. Yeah, you would just use it on the outline.
Do we still have Granny's ashes?
So say we could do something like that.
Oh man!
I mean, all my tattoos, my tattoos have meaning behind them. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of tattoos that I do like that I have gotten. For one, I've got one on my leg that says "We Not Done," and the story behind that is that my son, being autistic at 18, wanted to go to a strip club, and I said no because I was afraid that people were going to make fun of him, and I would get in trouble by beating somebody up. So we had one come to the shop, and she started dancing. And after the first song was over, she got up to change the music, and he grabs her and he says, "We not done." And she goes, "No, no, no, no! I just have to change the music." So yes, that was a very eventful evening too. Yep. But that's probably in my top 5, one of my favorite ones. And then I still have the tattoo that I did on myself 18 years ago, almost 19 years ago, on my thigh.
What is it?
It's that clown right there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The jester. I did that on myself.
That's cool.
That's kind of hard to do, tattooing yourself to inflict pain on yourself.
Is that the only one you've ever done on yourself?
No, I've got one on my hand, and I've touched up some color on my legs. But and I did one on this leg and one up here on this leg. So I've done 4 or 5 of my own.
Do you ever have people come in and tell pretty sad stories to get
yes,
of meaning of tattoos?
Yes. Yep. And I asked them to please keep their tears to themselves because I'm a very emotional person. And after I get done, like your mama, I had tears in my eyes after I got done tattooing your mother. So yes. But again, I love what I do. And the guy that taught me says, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's how I feel. I don't work. I have fun.
That's awesome.
I have fun.
Though.
But I also do get paid to hurt people. So I got a kick-ass job.
Yeah. Because a lot of people work and they do not like what they're doing. And they're complaining constantly that they don't like it.
Yep. They're just working for the money.
If you enjoy what you do, then how much of a job really is it?
Exactly.
Like, it's still a job because you still have to go every day and do it, but,
bills got to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
But, like you said, you got to love what you do.
Yeah.
Because if not, then, this time and age, people get jobs just because of money, not because of where they work at. And then that stresses everybody else out. Fast food restaurants, wherever, grocery stores, whatever. Then you have people that are always in an aggravated mood, and then they make you in an aggravated mood, and things get messed up. Things get said that shouldn't be said. So you ought to be working in somewhere else. That's my theory.
Yeah, definitely. That's really true stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What education / skills training did you have to do?
For tattooing?
Yes.
I tattooed, I was trained under a gentleman that started Forever Yours Tattoo Studio here in Nashville over 50 years ago. Him and there were 2 other tattoo studios in Nashville for the longest time that kind of got it going on around here, and his name was Ron Keevy. I started working with him and was in Lafayette, Tennessee for 5 years. It took me 2 years to get my license. And then from there, I came to Old Hickory, Lakewood area, and ended up running that shop at Forever Yours. And then I ended up buying it years later. Kept it open for about 13 years. And then this time and age, property taxes and bills and stuff like that just kind of got in the way and was making things a lot stressful. And I decided to close it down I took it home to family, and which doesn't deserve that. So now I just work for somebody, and it's a lot more smoother.
That's nice to hear.
Yep.
So now, how much was the training really in depth? You guys?
Yes, it was. Well, Ron being the old school guy, he taught me how to make my own needles. Which, if you wanted to get the camera after a while, there is needles and stuff right here, and kind of tells you how we used to make our needles. Now, okay, sorry. These down here are single needles, that you put in these rigs right over here, and you solder and flux to group them together, which would turn into what's in the packets. And then you would solder them onto the needle tubes right there to have a tattoo needle. Now, machines are a little bit different than what they were because I have a cordless machine that is run off a battery. I need to use cartridges instead of a needle on the bar.
Are these gauges up here?
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not.
Mm-hmm. Yep, people stretch their ears a little too.
Cameron, these are massive.
Yeah, no, it's as big as I'm going right here, and that's it. I ain't getting no more. We just order our needles and get them. But it was stressful because, I mean, putting something on somebody's skin that's going to be on them the rest of their life, and you turn around and screw it up, and then they want to get mad. You definitely need to know what you're doing before you get to that point to messing somebody up. I can honestly tell you that my kryptonite in tattooing, color-wise, is an American flag.
It's your kryptonite?
Yes. It scares me to death to do an American flag sometimes because I have messed up an American flag early in my career, and it has haunted me. I have a flag in my room that I have on the wall. That way I know what color stripe goes where because I reversed it and did it the wrong way on a soldier.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But luckily it wasn't bad. I could fix it. So it got fixed, and from then on out, has been a flag in my room every time I tattoo an American flag.
Yeah, I could see how that would be stressful, considering you've done it wrong.
Yeah.
Man, that's a story.
Hey, I can tell you that all tattoo artists are not perfect. We have all screwed up and done something wrong, spelt something wrong, maybe done something the wrong color or something like that. But that's what keeps us on our toes and keeps us going because customers will come in a matter of seconds and switch up color, design, where it's going, and either you can reschedule them or you can take the time to fix that and then get them in your chair, which I kind of think that says for itself that if I do that, then that customer's going to be like, okay, well, he cares enough to help me out. If not, if I was just like, well, we're just going to reschedule, they'd probably go somewhere else.
Yeah. What's the most challenging thing about what you do?
The most challenge?
Yes.
Making sure that if something is done correctly, because in this business, some people want to move on you, and you have to make sure that straight line is going to be straight because it could totally screw that whole tattoo up if it not being straight.
Yeah, definitely. Have you ever struggled with screwing up a tattoo other than the
Yes. I have misspelt something. I have left a word out. Now this was, of course, like I said, in my earlier part of my career, because now I pay attention with everything. And when people come in and want names or a phrase or something, I ask them to write it down, spell it, because if they spell it wrong, that's going to be on them. That's not for me. I mean, 9 out of 10 times I do check it. But if you come in and give me a name to do, spell it right. Because if I did it and it was wrong, that's on you, not me.
That's a good way to, make sure that they're not going to just blame you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you wrote it down and spelled it this way,
and I show it to you, then I put it on your skin and let you look at it in the mirror before I tattoo you, and you look at it at the end and say, yeah, then we're rolling with it.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, right before we tattoo, you say, hey, that should have an eye. Then we're going to fix that.
Yeah, I have words, and he went over it 17,000 times.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Again, you have to wear it, not me. I have to do it.
What is a common misconception with what you do?
I would say people look at tattooed people, artists, that they look at them in a bad way. Now society is getting a lot better with it because there's so many people that have tattoos now. But back when I was younger, the only person that had tattoos were military, bad people from motorcycle clubs, gangsters, criminals, or a sideshow at a circus or something. You know, the
Mhm.
older generation, my dad is 88 and he doesn't understand the tattoos, but he says that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Mhm.
So my mom and dad have stood behind me all my career. But yeah, people want to look at you and think, oh, well, he's got tattoos, he's a bad person. You know,
Mhm.
don't look at a book by its cover. Open it up and talk to somebody, and then you're going to figure it out that
Mhm.
I'm not a bad person.
Yeah, and people try to bring up religious reasons for why they're against tattoos.
Yep.
But it's definitely starting to change, I feel like. Because, like you said, everybody has to
Oh yes. Oh yes.
tattoos.
I've tattooed preachers. I've tattooed judges. I've tattooed lawyers, police officers, sheriffs. I had all sorts of life. I have tattooed anywhere from somebody that doesn't have a lot of money to somebody that's got so much money they don't even know what to do with it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there's now, is the job of tattooing, uh, does it pay well?
Yes, it does. I'm definitely not going to be a millionaire
Mm-hmm.
from this job, but my bills get paid and I can do basically what I want to do as long as I stay in my realm. I mean, just like anybody else in the world right now with the way prices are with everything, unless
Mm-hmm.
you got millions and millions of dollars,
Yeah.
you have to worry about, you know, making this money here, making it there. And
Yeah.
also in this job, I don't get paid by the hour. I get
Mm-hmm.
paid by the tattoo. So if I sit here one day and I don't do anything at all, I don't make any money. So, you know, you learn how to manage your money in this business.
Yeah. What is one thing that you admire about yourself? And what's another thing that you would change if you could? Or work
As
on?
as an artist, as
Yeah.
in a tattoo artist,
As an artist or
what
any.
I can talk to people and I can get along with just about anybody, as long as I'm not disrespected, and that goes for probably anybody in the world. But what I would like to change is some of the work that I do. The only thing that I don't tattoo is portraits, and I would love to do portraits, but they're so strategically done that I was never taught to do a portrait, and I would
Mm-hmm.
not attempt to do a portrait because you're not going to get what that picture is if I do it. You're going to look like
Yeah.
Sloth off of Goonies if I do a portrait. So let's just keep it. I can do everything but a portrait.
Yeah. So you also ride motorcycles?
Yes, I do.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been riding motorcycles for over 25 years.
Now you used to ride to raise money for.
I used to ride with an organization called BACA, Bikers Against Child Abuse. And what we would do is we were empower children to get
Mhm.
on the stand and tell the judge and the jury of what happened to them and hopefully get that person put away for a long, long time. Now, recently, I have stepped out of that organization on
Mhm.
personal behalfs,
Okay.
but am looking at another option of another organization that does the same thing.
That's awesome. That raising money for something like that and being a part of that.
Yes,
'Cause
yes, it was.
That's a very sad thing that happens.
I was in their organization for 13 years, so it was very heartfelt when I left.
Mm-hmm. But no, that's just something very difficult that the sad reality that
Yes, it is. Yes,
that
it
it
is.
still goes on, and it's
Yeah, it
a lot
goes
of
on
times it's
behind
ignored.
closed doors.
Yeah, it's ignored, and then kids are too scared to speak out against it towards like a teacher or something, and
Yep.
because they're worried they're going to get in trouble at home. Yeah, definitely a tough situation. And I'm
Yep.
lucky I didn't have to deal with that.
I haven't either. So it's a hard thing to do. It's a good thing because to see the kids' faces light up again and smile and have fun.
Yeah.
That was our payment because the organization you didn't get paid in it, so
Mm-hmm.
all our time was donated time. So to do that and see these kids get happy and get to have fun again, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
what it's all about.
That's awesome to hear.
Because
really.
kids should be kids.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to worry about crap like that in life. They should worry about growing up and having fun and doing whatever.
That's what kids need to be doing. And it's really sad to see. You like Harleys?
Yes, I have a 2014 Street Glide.
How often do you ride?
I ride as often as I can. I was going to ride up here tonight, but I have to go and get dinner for everybody, so I can't grab dinner on the motorcycle. It's hard to grab through the drive-through sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's been really good talking to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna do a tour of some stuff around here and see where you kind of set up at when you do.
I'll show you my room, and yeah, you can look at everything in there. Yep.
Well, I appreciate talking to you.
Yes, sir.
And guys, if y'all need someone to do a tattoo,
He is the best.
come see Kevin Harris at Hermitage Tattoo. And I really hope y'all enjoy this. And till next time.
That is the new age of tattooing.
That is the new age of tattooing, isn't it?
Now, I still have all my other machines. I still have the machine that I started with 20 plus years ago. That still runs great. Yep.
Absolutely. This is super cool.
And then I had my niece does what is that called? That makes shit with the computers.
Like graphic design?
Mm-hmm. See that machine right there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she has like a 3D printer.
Yes, a 3D printer.
That's super cool.
And she made that right off of that.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
She did it for all of us for the shop for Christmas.
Well, this is the coolest.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is where the fun happens. Yeah, Raiders.
Raiders Nation.